We've been all set up for about an hour now. We've had 3 deer work through. Coming perfectly through this little gap here. It's a 46-yard shot to that trail. So just about, at the end of the road. Can't really go much farther than that in here. This morning, we had a really slow hunt. We saw a doe. And the most exciting thing about this morning was that we saw a river otter come through the timber. That doe was actually standing there, and we're trying to figure out what she was looking at. I saw something coming down the creek. I thought it was a beaver at first. Sure enough, he hopped up on the bank, kind of cut across the peninsula we were sitting on, and dove back into the creek and kept on keeping on, doing his thing. It's I've never seen a river otter in Iowa. I figured, being that there's just a ton of waterways and rivers, that it's not that far off. Anyway, I looked it up, and they used to be native here, but basically were extinct due to trapping long ago in the early 1900s. And the Department of Natural Resources reintroduced them. It's kind of funny how it all happened. They couldn't buy the otters from this otter farm in Louisiana due to a state law. So what they did was they did a 3-way trade with Kentucky and Louisiana. So Kentucky was able to buy the otters, and then Iowa then traded Kentucky 2 wild turkeys per river otter, and they reintroduced them, and they've had a very successful comeback throughout the state. They're now in all 99 counties, so it's pretty cool. The history behind it. Tonight feels great. We're kind of hunting a marginal wind here, where these deer can work this timber block, and essentially they feel safe because they think they can smell everything. We're just cutting off the edge. Everything in front of us is safe. Behind us is probably a no-go. We're probably going to get caught here if they decide to come behind us. But nonetheless, the 3 deer that have worked through have come through perfectly. And we're in here after a big 6x5. Got all kinds of cool base points on him. And then a big 8. Both have regularly been on trail camera lately. So we're going to spend some time in here this week. Just makes sense. Cronk, we checked cameras today. It's a no-show. Nothing on him, and Splits also has not been back. So the only deer that's been in there is Branch. Tomorrow, we will be right back in this stand. Chase has something going on around noon tomorrow, so I might be self-filming in the morning and then have him kind of walk in here and meet me, just come up in the stand since we'll have both sets hung. That'll be the plan for the morning, probably. But hopefully we get it done tonight. Like I said, the conditions feel great. We have had deer moving early.
Yeah, the first deer stood up 20 minutes after we got in the stand.
Yeah. So, feels good. Happy to be in a tree. It's the morning of November 4th, and it's dead quiet in here. I can hear deer walking. A lot of really thick cover in here. I hate to whisper. This doesn't sound great, but I just had a doe come by me at 25 yards. Just as his shooting light turned over. And I thought she was going to get my wind. Right here, she got a little sketchy. But she calmed right back down, and I actually drew back on her. And if she was going to continue with that and start blowing, I was going to shoot her. But she didn't, so just going to let her through. She did a little loop around and worked back in the same direction she came from. Like I said yesterday, Chase is busy this morning, so he'll probably join up with me around 1 o'clock today, but assuming the wind direction stays true, which it's supposed to, I'm going to sit in here all day today. It's November 4th, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's November 4th. You just never know what's going to happen. I did not blow one deer out this morning, Chase. Last night, Chase was all over me, saying I was going to blow every deer in the county out of here. Coming in, not one deer. So I think we can pretty much confirm that they're primarily feeding on the neighbors. They have some green food sources over there. They got some corn standing back there. I think they're just going to work their way back in here, the deer that will bed back in here. So we're just going to hang tight, self-filming today. Got the GoPros all set up. So can't complain. Just, it's November, you gotta love it. I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my day. Hang out here. Do some stuff for work, for my phone. Keep on keeping on again. Thank you guys so much. The channel has continued to grow. I think this morning we're at 3,400 subs. So that's growing very fast. And I can't thank you guys enough. It's not us, it's you guys that are doing this. For all of you that have subscribed to the channel, thank you. That helps us so much. And if you haven't yet, we'd really appreciate it if you did. If you know anyone else that you think would enjoy it, share this video with a buddy. We want to continue to grow this family, and you guys are all part of that. So it's not just us hunting. We go and hunt, and you guys come with us. So with that, I'm gonna quiet down here. I can hear deer walking behind me, ways off still. And hopefully one of that big 6x5 or that big 8 comes strolling by here, and we can get a shot at him. See what happens. It's that time of year. Don't usually like to blind call, but it's been slow, so got nothing to lose. hit my... Jeez. What a cool hunt. I didn't know if I wanted to shoot him or not. And then I called him back in. I wanted to get a better look at him. He had a really cool base point. A really cool deer. Oh, self-filming. You just can't beat it. Rattled him in. I gotta call Chase. Dude. Chase Lancer. Man, he came in again, ears back. He wanted to fight. I couldn't let him walk out of here. That was exciting. What a cool hunt. Chase isn't even gonna answer. I felt good about the shot. He was quartering away hard, so I put it back just a little bit. I'm pretty sure I saw really good blood. I shot a deer, buddy.
No.
Yeah. I shot one.
What deer?
I have no clue what deer it is.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did, dude. I rattled him. I rattled, right, at like 8:30. And 10 minutes later, I hear a deer coming from the left. Ears back, came in. And then I grunt. He went, you know how like it's thick to our right? And I snort wheezed at him as he stopped behind some brush. I snort wheezed at him and he started raking this tree, like pissed off.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
You killed another deer with a snort wheeze.
And he comes, dude, he comes right back under the base of my tree. And he comes, right to the left, like where the bow hanger is.
Yeah.
I shot him at 15 yards right to the left through this gap in the bow hanger where we cut those two limbs.
Dude, I'm getting it. You need me to get my truck right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look at the footage. I think he was so quartering away because he was facing away. So I bleated at him because I was like, if I can get him to like just open up his shoulder and square up with me a little bit, like I'll have a little bit better angle. And so he did. And I waited for him to turn, and I settled the pin. And I just made sure I put a little farther back because of just how severe like the quartering away angle was.
What did he do when you shot?
I mean, he took off. Like I can't even remember if he mule kicked or not. I haven't looked, but his tail was down, so he was running like tail down, and everything seemed to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, if they took that tail, usually they're hurt pretty bad.
Yeah. So anyway,
Have you got down and looked at your arrow?
No, I haven't. I'm gonna get down right now and look at it. Matter of fact, if you want to stay on the phone, I'm gonna get down and look at the arrow now, and I'm gonna I'll just bring a GoPro down there with me and film. Alright guys, well I just got off the phone with Chase. I actually just put him in my pocket, he's still on there, but I'm gonna sneak down there quick and just check the arrow and just see if there's some blood on the ground there. I felt good about it. Might review the footage too while I'm at it, and just kind of reassess from there. No reason to, push on this deer if we don't think he's dead right now, even though I do feel good about it. It's 8:50 in the morning, so we've got all day. We're just gonna take our time, and I'm pumped. That was such a cool hunt. Snort wheezed a deer to the base of the tree again, so it's just a cool hunt. But anyway, I'm gonna climb down, check this arrow out, and see what we got for blood, and just kind of assess the situation from there. And we'll keep you guys in the loop. I'll bring GoPro down with me and show you guys.
Alright.
I'm gonna walk over to where I shot him.
So he was to your left in the depth of that, like where you had to saw those limbs. Where I was like, hey, saw those limbs in case one comes through the big stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I just had him move that podcast to phone call format instead of Zoom.
Oh, dude, really good blood. He's dead.
Sweet. All right. Well, like I said, I just texted him. We moved the podcast to phone call, so I've got signal down there. I'll get this.
All right, yeah, dude, it's good red blood right off the start, and he's spraying bubbles and everything, so he's dead.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. I'll be down there in 40 minutes. All right, like I said, I've been putting my clothes on.
All right, I'm gonna walk back to the truck and just hang out.
Okay. Arrows covered blood.
I can't. I'm pretty sure I drilled the offside shoulder, so I'm pretty sure the arrow's still in him.
That's probably better than for a quarter away shot. The arrows.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I aimed for. I just kind of lined up where I thought that offside shoulder and that all that good stuff in between the two front legs would be, and I let it go right there. So, all right, check this out, guys. So, here's the stand, right up there. The deer came underneath here into this little opening here. And you can see he was standing right here when I shot him. There's the stand. I can smell him immediately. There's blood right here. And then you get into here and there's really good blood right there. And all on the ground here. Bubbles all through here. Here. Spraying really good. So no arrow. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I drilled that offside shoulder. So I'm excited. Chase is on his way here, and when he gets here, we'll come back out here and we'll recover him. That's the plan. Right now, I'm gonna head back to the truck. I'm just gonna hang tight, and we'll deal with the rest when Chase gets here. That was an awesome hunt, guys. Couldn't be any happier of how that all turned out, and to have you guys along with me for it all was just a special thing in itself. So we'll get back with you when Chase gets here. Should be about 40 minutes or so.
Come on,
buddy.
what do you got?
I think we got one laying on the ground back there, bud. What are the odds you're not, like, is it just a self-filming channel or what?
I guess we're just self-filmers. Dude, I was at the kitchen table. I heard my phone ring and I'm like, it's probably Dad. And so I'm like setting up the pot.
I was calling you a bunch of times. And then I called some other people and they're like, have you talked to Grubbs yet? And I'm like, well, I called him 4 times. Like, he won't answer the phone.
My phone's plugged into my bedroom. I'm sitting at the kitchen table. I'm like, it's ringing in an absorbent amount of time. I was like, I gotta go back there and see what's going on. So I get up and I waddle back there. I'm like, Jacob Sproul. I'm like, something's happened. He's falling out of the tree, or either he's shot a big deer down.
I think he's
toast.
Yeah.
You probably hard shot him if there's blood instantly.
Instantly, and like a lot of bright red blood.
That's a bad deal for him.
I know. I was like, bud, I can't let you out of here. I can't let you go.
So it's a good deer.
Yeah, he's a good deer.
You were pumped up?
I was excited. Grubbsy?
Hope so.
We're just a self-filming crew. We're headed in. When we get to blood, we'll show you what we're working with. And
yeah, I mean, I'll follow right behind Jake over the shoulder.
Drop a comment below from initial blood. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about it? Do you think it was a good hit? Do you think that blood indicates that I hit vitals, or I want to know what your guys' take is on it. We'll see what Grubbs thinks too when we get there. We'll get his opinion. So here's first blood here,
Really good.
and it's bright red. You can see it all on the ground here, over that mushroom, and back in here. Keep an eye out for that arrow. I mean, yep. Bunch right here, look at all that. Look at all this in here. All that swamp grass is covered. That looks really good, dude. Okay, let's keep it going here. All through here. Oh yeah. Jeez. phenomenal.
Heck yeah, dude. You didn't see it?
No, I didn't even see it. I wasn't looking at it.
That was awesome. I mean, that blood is, you see it? And that's perfect blood.
Yeah.
Just bright red. It's dry a little bit.
Looks good. I mean,
arrow and then like full inside of him for 60 yards.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine he's much further.
No, I don't think so.
There he is, buddy. He didn't go far at all.
80 yards?
Come on, let's go check him out. Looks like a pretty good deer. Dude. Dude. Look at that hole. Dude. Look at that hole. That's a cool deer.
Dude, what has he got down there?
I don't know.
That is sweet.
Yeah. November. Ooh, 4. Got him tagged up. There he is. We blood trailed him for about 100 yards probably, I'd say. Great blood the whole way. And like we thought, the shot was a little bit back, but given the angle of the shot, it was exactly where it needed to be. It came out in the front shoulder. Actually, you're not gonna be able to see it now, but we didn't find the other half of the arrow, but it cut his front leg, so it must have passed through, and when he was running, probably clipped that arrow off, and we just never picked up the broadhead in the other part of the shaft. What a cool hunt. You know, it's first time I break out the rattling antlers this year, rattle, and hear a deer coming not but 10 minutes later, and here he comes pushing through the swamp grass and some of the thick vegetation that's in there. Came under my stand, and I grabbed my bow not knowing what deer it was, and he kind of came out of the stand, and you know, it's always exciting to see a deer, you know, come to the horns like that, and walked away just facing straight away from me, and he looked pretty good. And I you know, between looking at the camera, looking at the deer, you're kind of splitting your time 50-50, at least trying to self-filming, and I thought, you know what, might as well grunt at him and get him back in here and film him, you know, if nothing else, just get some more footage of him, because he was obviously aggressive, and he came looking for a fight. And so I let him get behind some vegetation, just kind of give him a barrier between us. Grunted at him, knowing he couldn't see me. He made a big 150-yard loop and was out in front of me. Grunted at him again, being that he was still behind some vegetation. Ended up snort wheezing at him, and ears back, he came right to the base of the tree. And I had my bow in my hand, and he gave me a great shot, stopped him there, and so I couldn't be happier with him. He's a really unique deer. Certainly not a very old deer, but his character is really cool. He's got bladed twos, cool kicker point. Not even off his pedicle. If you can see, you know, there's about an inch or so gap in between his base and that little eye guard almost he's got working there. And you can see he's been getting into a couple little scraps here and there. He's got a little common base broke off point there, and his brows broke off. So he's been getting after it this year, and thank you to Chase for coming out and helping me.
I hate that I wasn't.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's the way it goes. But we got big plans for the rest of the year, and we've been after it for a while now since I got home from Nebraska. What's it been? I got home on the 20th.
Legitimately, we've hunted every day but 5 days since the season came in on October 1st.
And I got home the 24th or the 23rd, something like that.
You got home the 22nd, we hunted the 23rd.
Yep. And so we've been hard after it, and we've had, you guys have seen, we've encountered that deer Branch we were calling
calling him. A great deer. And we were after Cronk and just never really could connect with him. He kind of went dormant there on us, and hadn't been shown up on cameras. Just to kind of recap, and encountered a couple other deer. That 3x4 that came by us at the tree there, and this is our second hunt on this permission property. We hunted here last night, had a couple does around us, nothing really going, and today this guy comes strolling by, and I'm more than happy to wrap my tag around him here for the 2021 bow season. And it's crazy to think this is just kind of the start. We're going to head to Oklahoma here in the next 2 days. We're going to edit this hunt, and we got a couple others that, from the last 3 days or so that we'll get taken care of before we head out, just so you guys can, stay current on our past hunts. And so by the time you see this, you've already seen our last hunt at the Cronk farm, and potentially our hunt last night. We'll have to decide how it's all going to go together. But there he is, guys. He's a mainframe 5x5 with a cool little eye guard there and a common base point that he broke off, and he's starting to throw fives on either side, just about is what it looks like. And just a cool deer. Never have shot a deer with an eye guard like that, and he certainly put on a show for me today. And it's always cool to see deer just in their natural habitat do that kind of thing. When you snort wheeze at them, they just get all fired up. They can't handle it.
Has that worked well for you in the past, snort wheezing?
2019, I snort wheezed the buck in to 15 yards, probably the same distance of the tree. And I know from other people, coming from New York, a lot of people at home will tell you, number one, don't rattle at deer, don't call at deer, it spooks deer, and this and that. And I will say, in Iowa especially, I feel like deer vocalize here a lot more naturally and more regularly than I've heard in other states. And that might just be my personal findings. Maybe someone else has experienced something completely different. But surely here it seems that calling works well, especially during this time of year, that late October and November throughout December in some cases. And obviously, especially during the rut when the testosterone levels are high and these deer are super active and pursuing does. So that's going to about wrap it up for us today. I think we're going to get them taken care of here. Chase has a couple things to button up today. On another front, he's got a podcast he's got to go take care of, and this guy needs cleaned up. We're going to get him home, and we got a bunch of work to do and a whole bunch of time left for the rest of the season. So who knows where it'll take us. I think Oklahoma, like I said, is going to be next for us, and we'll go from there. We got to figure out. I know Chase wants to go back to Virginia for a muzzleloader hunt, so I'll probably go there with Chase. And my family's got a hunting camp in New York that everyone gets together at the weekend before Thanksgiving. So we'll see how those plans all fall into line. We generally shoot from the hip. This past turkey season, I don't think we had this big plan, and went right out the window. As soon as we got rolling, we just started bouncing around, and I'm sure that's kind of what this will end up turning into. But guys, thank you so much for watching. It's like I said earlier, the support has been overwhelming. We had just weeks ago, I'm not kidding you, 42 followers, something like that, and it has exploded. I think we're somewhere around 3,600 now. I haven't even looked at it today, and I'm sure it's continued to grow. But that's a testament to you guys, and without you guys, that doesn't happen. So we appreciate you guys watching as always. Like, comment, subscribe if you have a second, please. Especially subscribe. It helps us a ton. And stay tuned, guys. There's going to be a lot more videos coming your way.